गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in Gyaneshwari, chapter 18, verse number 55 and 55. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. And we are looking at this verse and we are on OV number 1190. And we were looking at just the last, O Arjuna, whatever he does becomes my worship, whatever he thinks is muttering my name, and whatever state he abides in is his absorption samadhi in me. This is the person who has come to know the bhaktya, with devotion he has come to know the Lord. This is his disposition. And for such a person, just as a gold bangle is non-different from gold, so he has become one with me through the yoga of devotion. Just as the wave is not different from water, or the camphor is from its odor, or the jewel from its glitter, in short, as the cloth inheres in the thread or the earthen pot in clay, so my devotee remains united with me, O Arjuna. He sees me in every object by means of this exclusive devotion. This is the grace. This is the inner unfoldment. This happens when the individual vanishes, when our specificity that we are. Who are we? I am this person, I am that person, I am this body, I am that, fat, thin, old, I am father, mother, daughter, sister. I was born, I am going to die, I am a waker, I am a dreamer, I am a sleeper. When all these specificity melts away, dissolves away in our remembrance of the divine theme, the essence which is within. Another way of putting it, when all referential existence goes away. How does it go away? By our surrender to the divine. What will happen then? This will happen. See, but this vision will only be there when you are no longer. Then when you surrender to the Lord or get absorbed in the Lord or you get sucked into the divine, thereafter what happens? Then everything is divine. That no individual is left behind. Individuality is no longer. For others there is an individual, but for the seeker who has merged into the divine, when he returns, all that is I. All that is divine. The Aham Brahmasmi, this I am Brahman, the individual consciousness is the infinite consciousness. This is an unspoken, direct experience, aparoksha anubhuti of this seeker. And thereafter, then, actually speaking, after this merging, after this union through devotion, now true devotion begins. And what is devotion? Devotion means love. The goal is love, the path is love, the result is love. Now that love is expressing through this person unobstructed. The love for all the ornaments is unobstructed from the gold point of view. It embraces every form of ornament. The water embraces as self every wave and every ocean. What would be that disposition? Not because, this. No, it's a wholesome, unconditioned, limitless acceptance. And don't think this acceptance is of every object of the world. No, 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 no. Because if he gives attention to the object, again duality will begin. This acceptance is of Aham Brahmasmi. This acceptance is of Shivoham, Shivoham, Satchidanandoham. See? This acceptance is I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is Brahman. See? This leads to the how should I say, the unconditional love. So Narad Muni says, Bhakti is the way, Bhakti is the goal, and Bhakti is the result. So in this way, then he attains the vision of the gopis. He attains the vision of Mirabai. He attains the vision of every Mahatma who has walked this path of contemplating on the divine and being sucked into the divine. Or surrender cannot be done, it happens. And thereafter, but it must happen without a doubt. If it is happening with the doubt, maybe one glimpse, a world will continue. So this till here we saw last week, I think. This was till till here we saw. Now for 91 from 1191 we'll read. नातरी स्वप्न विकारा समस्ताम चेउनिया उमाने घेताम तो आपण या परवता न दिसे जैसा तैसे जे काही आथी नाथी येणे होय ज्ञेय स्फूर्ती ते ज्ञाताची मी हे प्रतीती होनी भोगी जाणे अजू मी अजरू अक्षयो मी अक्षरू अपूर्वो मी अपारू आनंदू मी अचळू मी अच्युतू अनंतू मी अद्वैतू आद्यू मी अव्यक्तू व्यक्तू ही मी ईश्य मी ईश्वरू अनादि मी अमरू अभय मी आधारू अधेय मी. See, every word, each one of them is a potent contemplation. When he realizes that the visible world which appears in the form of the field and knower of the field through the three states of wakefulness, dream and deep sleep is none else but me, he dances in great ecstasy. This is just penultimate. And wherever there is ecstasy, there is no ego. See? So what is his vision? His vision is everywhere I am. Eyes are seeing forms, but the attention is on the constant principle. The ears are listening to the words, but the attention is not on intellectual understanding. The attention is on the conscious principle. This is what we keep telling you. When you listen, put attention on the conscious principle. Who is that because of which the vision, the hearing, the smelling, the tasting is possible? Who is that because of whom the mind is functioning. Who is that? What is that principle? Is that principle other than us? Is it separate from me? Is that power or the life, is it coming from outside? Have I plugged in somewhere so that I can function? No, it is me. And this this all encompassing vision with love. And what is pure love? Pure love is where there is no distinctions, where there is no differences, where there is no duality. That is pure love. This becomes his disposition. And see, in the phenomena, I'll bring you little bit down in the sense, shift your attention to something else. When you know that yesterday there was a waking experience, yesterday there was a dream experience, yesterday there was a sleep experience. What is that equal to? First is, I am other than the three experiences. Second, when I say that I am other than the three, now who is this me? We have realized, we have come to know. Now when he goes back, what does he see? Still the waking, dream, deep sleep, if we see, if at all he sees, okay, let's put it this way, if at all he sees the waking, dream and sleep going on, he doesn't say that I am not this, I am not that, I am not that. Now it is anvaya, it is all inclusivity. So even the waker I am, and what is the waker with reference to? The waking world. And what are the instruments? The waking body. All the three I am. Then when it comes to the dreamer, the dream body and the dream world, all I am. See? Shankaracharya explains a little bit differently. He says, the waking experience is taking place, the dream experience is taking place, but the waker and the dreamer are not appearing. Because I can be only one. Now he has already transcended the waking I and the dream I. He has come to the actual I, the absolute I. See? He dances in great ecstasy like a bigwig. Just as after viewing the rope, one becomes convinced that it is not a serpent, although at first sight it appears to be so, or after the ornaments are melted, it is known to be only gold, or that the wave is nothing but the water, so he is not deceived by its form. Oh, what I read before was till 1185. This is till 1190. Because what is given here in Marathi, that is not reflecting here. So just now I saw the numbers. Till here it is 1190. So this one I explained last week already, that one may think that they have been bitten by a snake. Didn't we did that example, isn't it, last week? So I don't need to go over it all over again. And in this way, after the before the ornament it is gold, during the ornament it is gold, after the ornament has melted it is gold. Before the wave it is water, during the wave it is water, after the wave has died it is still water. Before the pot it is mud, during the mud it is pot, it is mud, after the pot is broken it is still mud only. Similarly, now apply to yourself. Before the body came into existence, there is consciousness. During this body, the material that has gone into it is nothing but consciousness. After it, only consciousness. Then where is the form? Only a superimposition. Only a superimposition. Only a projection. Only an appearance. This hasn't clicked to us yet. They're still fumbling. They're still searching. Where are we searching? In the body, in the breath, in the mind, in the intellect. Where is our attention when we do that? It's on the on the various aspects of the body alone. And how is realization possible? Unless and until we do not focus on the conscious principle. If you want to focus on body, breath, mind, intellect, quickly do it in 2, 3, 5 minutes. Relax it completely. If you can't, exhaust yourself during the day so much that when you come to sleep, sit totally relaxed and don't go to sleep. So here now today's 191st to 1195. When one wakes up, one knows that the things which he saw in the dream were not different from him. This is a classic example which we have seen in our Upanishads again and again and again. That what a dreamer dreams the world as real. But when the dreamer wakes up to be the waker, what is the waker's disposition? The dream was a figment of imagination of the mind, and he gives zero value to it. That's what Gyaneshwari Maharaj is saying. When one wakes up, one knows that the things which he saw in the dream were not different from him in the sense. The waker is saying that the dream was nothing but a figment of imagination of his mind. First thing. This is the neti neti. What will be anvaya, inclusivity? That mind alone became the personality in everybody, and the mind alone became the body also of every person. So every person who was person, tree, animal, stone, gods, whoever, there is life expressing there, no, in every one of them. They were moving, talking, hugging, screaming, blessing, complaining. So is that possible without life? Every person in the dream had an I. Every person in the dream was thinking that they are the body. Think. Just as the dreamer also was thinking that he is the body. But what is the waker's disposition with regards to the dream? That my mind alone was everything. My mind alone was the aham. My mind alone was the idam. My mind alone was the I and subject, and my mind alone was the object. And my mind also was the instrument. So, because mind was pervading everything, you may be seeing the gross things, but mind was pervading everything. So is true here in this waking state also. Then why am I not saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up? We have to wake up from this waking dream. And this is the point that is being made here. So he experiences that whatever becomes manifest as existent and non-existence is he, the knower. So what is dream? Looking at it in a different way. What is dream? Dream is many, 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 many objects. Isn't it? And many, 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 many objects in the dream, the objects are not sticking to one another. There is gap between every object, every person, every tree. And what is that gap? That gap is the absence of the object. Or you could say the entire objectivity of the dream was existing in the dream space. That is one way of looking. But here, the way Gyaneshwari Maharaj is saying that the manifestation and the non-manifestation, the presence of a person and the absence of a person, then presence of an object, then absence of an object, then presence of an object, then absence of an object, manifestation and manifestation, both was the mind alone, isn't it? How much more close can we bring this experience to you? See, we want to experience presence and absence in our meditation. It is happening right now. Between the two words that you are hearing, between the two eye blinks that you are doing, between the breath that you are in breath and the out breath, every moment. You cannot, this world cannot, it's a play of non-existence and existence. Only existence of objects cannot happen. This angle of approach, the angle of vision to see the world in this way, it will be beneficial. Go through everywhere. Don't go and tell everyone, hey, you are manifestation, next to you is unmanifestation. Straight away mental asylum. Who? You. They'll take. Then what do we do? Inside, this is the disposition. So now here what is happening when I am explaining, what would be your, where is your attention? Let me see, someone tell, where is your attention? As you are listening to me in this particular example of presence of object and absence of object, where is your attention? Someone tell, 2-3 people.
Space.
Space, okay, next.
The gap between the two sentences I was concentrating on.
Okay, next.
When they silence.
Huh?
When they silence.
Oh, silence. Next. Next. Exhausted. All options exhausted. In 3.
I'm looking at the breath, the in breath and the out breath.
Okay.
Between two thoughts.
Okay. Now, be very, very attentive. Be very, very attentive what I'm going to say now. All of you who answered, one person said in breath and out breath. So his attention was on something gross or subtle, which is breath. We are not. All the others who said silence, gap, between the two thoughts, blah, 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 blah. Your attention was out there. Your attention was out there. It was extroverted. Correct? Correct? Where should it be? Where should it be?
Inside within,
Where should the attention be?
on the self.
The one who is. So when the waker is thinking, he thinks he is the mind. The waker is thinking, right? That is his potentiality. That potentiality is nothing but consciousness. That consciousness is pervading the world as the manifestation or pervading the world. And what is the world? Manifestation and unmanifestation. Should our attention be on the manifestation and unmanifestation? Or is the waker's attention on his mind, which is pervading the manifestation and unmanifestation in the dream? You're getting what I'm saying? If your attention is only on manifestation and unmanifestation of the objects in the dream, this realization will not come that the mind was pervading the entire manifestation and unmanifestation, correct? So where was his attention? On the constant principle with reference to the dream. Correct? So now here, in the waking, where is our attention? On the words, on the breath, on the thoughts, on the objects, on the past, on the future, on the cause, on the effect, on the waking, dream, deep sleep, manifestation and manifestation. Where should it be? On the constant principle. On the consciousness which is pervading the entire, isn't it? Even the waking experience, everything is being pervaded by this consciousness. Now, this conclusion will not come by listening to this lecture. This conclusion will not come by logic. This conclusion will not come by hair splitting and analysis. This conclusion will not come by watching the breath. This conclusion will not come by doing the 64 asanas. This conclusion will not come by dharana, dhyan, samadhi. This conclusion will not come by yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, samadhi. None of these steps will be able to deliver you this conclusion. Why? You are it. You understand where we are taking you? You are that. Tattvamasi. Oh, this vision is the natural state, natural disposition, natural acceptance of the self, of the Atma. And this is how the Mahatmas are functioning. This is how Krishna is functioning in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, how could he explain? Think. Well, don't think. Now I have to be careful what suggestive words I give you. Don't think. And here don't bring the arguments, because all arguments were till the beginning of this chapter. From first chapter till here, all arguments, all the various standpoints have been taken. We are towards the end of the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord is summarizing everything, and He is bringing you to the ultimate, principle. He is bringing you to the gem that you are. Just as the sun has its own sun rays, it cannot see anything but the sun, but the brightness. For sun there is no darkness. Similarly, a person who has come to this realization abides in the self through devotion, and that devotion, what is that devotion? That devotion comes with understanding. Bhakti and Jnana are together. Or if we are saying we are Jnani, we are approaching with logic, that logic must lead to unconditional love and acceptance that all that there is the self. This is the inside out. If we want to explain from a relative standpoint, it is the inside out. This journey cannot be outside in. It has to be inside out. What was the previous chapters? Neti, 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 neti. What is Sankhya Yoga? We saw in the 13th chapter, Kshetra Kshetrajna, that every object, every living body is made up of two things. One is matter, the other is consciousness, isn't it? And what is your experience of the dream? Every matter also is the mind, and every consciousness expressing through that body also is the mind. And what is mind? Mind is nothing but pure consciousness with thoughts. What is the whole dream? Nothing but thoughts in the mind. Now take that data and apply it on the waking. You will vanish. You will remember yourself only when your husband calls you. Make me a dosa, make me a coffee. Arey. I was in such a wonderful space. What happened suddenly? That time you remember. I am pervading him. So he experiences that whatever becomes manifest as existent and non-existence is he the knower. Then he says to himself, what does he say? Here it was told. Okay, where are we? He says to himself, I am unborn, ageless, immutable, imperishable, the unique and boundless bliss. You know, all these apurvam, apurvumi, aparu, anandumi, zane azumi, azaru, akshayomi, aksharu, and so on. And so, what are these? Ajumi, ajaru, I am the unborn one. Then akshayomi, aksharu, I am the unchanging one. Then apurvumi, aparu, I am the infinite one. Anandumi, I am the blissful one. Achalumi, achyutu, I am the unmoving one. Then Anantumi, Advaitu, I am the infinite one and I am the non-dual one. Then Adyumi, Avyaktu, I am the beginningless one and I am the Avyakt, I am the unmanifest one. Because self never manifests. Because if you say self manifests, then there will be opposite created. It unmanifests also. See? So what is the dream? Dream is the manifest experience. And who is the unmanifest? Did anyone in the dream know the mind? No. The entire dream was in the mind. Nobody came to know that there is a mind. They are living in their own. Same way, the entire world in the waking is there, but where is it existing? In the consciousness. That consciousness is formless. When it is formless, unmanifest, the word is given to it. Avyaktu, Vyaktuhimi, and whatever is manifest, also I am. So unmanifest I am, and whatever is manifest, that also I alone am. The water is saying, the unmanifest wave, or the unmanifest infinite waters I am, and the manifest wave also I am, because waves cannot exist outside the water. Continuing, Swami mi sadoditu, sahazu mi satatu, sarva mi sarvagatu, sarvati tu mi, नवामी पुराणु शून्युमी संपूर्णु स्थूलुमी अणु जे काही ते मी अक्रियुमी येकु असंगुमी अशोकु व्यापुमी व्यापकु पुरुषोत्तमुमी अशब्दुमी अश्रोत्रु अरूपुमी अगोत्रु समूमी स्वतंत्रु ब्रह्ममी परू ऐसे आत्मत्वे मज एकांते एकाते या अद्वय भक्ती जाणोनी निरुते आणि याही बोधा जाणते तेही मीची जाणे. How wonderful these 10 verses. He continues, he says that, where are we? Then he says to himself, I am unborn, ageless, immutable, imperishable, the unique and boundless bliss. I am the one who does not move or drop down. The infinite, the non-dual, the origin of all, the formless, and with form, I am the controller as well as the wielder of power, beginningless, adya, imperishable, fearless, and fearless, the support as also the object of support. I am the support of everything, and whatever is supported, that also I am. The gold is saying, I am the supporter of all the ornaments, and what I am supported, and what is the supported? All the ornaments. All ornaments also I am. The water is saying, I am the supporter of all the waves and oceans. So what is the supported? Waves and oceans. That also I am. That manifest, that imaginary, that projection of wave and ocean, that also I am. Nothing is outside the self. Nothing is outside the consciousness, the reality, the truth. It is all inclusive. It is the one. When we say all inclusive, again there is a problem with the word all. You understand, all finites have made the one reality. No. Infinite number of finite objects of the world is not equal to reality, because reality is much, much, much bigger than that. I am the Lord of all, the one who abides everywhere, always, easily and continuously, and also beyond everything. Yesterday we saw, without going I move everywhere, without seeing I see everything, without while I am asleep I move everywhere. Yesterday Kathopanishad it came. I think it was the 23rd verse. I am what is new, what is old. I am the void, I am complete, I am the infinite as also the most subtle. I am actionless, I am love, I am griefless, I am that supreme person who abides in all things and in whom all things abide. We are talking about the self that we are, that I am. We are not talking about a concept. I am beyond speech, without ears, form and skin. I am even self-dependent, the supreme Brahman. In this way, whoever becomes one with myself knows me through devotion centered in non-dualism, and that whatever knowledge he attains is also myself. So at this moment, that self alone is the speaker, the acharya. That self alone is the listener, the seeker. That self alone is the scripture. That self alone is the Gyaneshwari Maharaj. That self alone is the understanding. That self alone is the everything. There is no place it is not. The problem comes when we accept that I have understood, I am listening, I am contemplating, I have a doubt. Where the moment we give validity to objectivity, meaning we become, instead of keeping our attention, instead of being aware of the conscious principle, our attention goes to the name and form. Our attention goes to the world. That very moment, doubts start appearing. That very moment, crystallization of consciousness begins on account of objectivity. So what is the way out? Don't run away from where life has kept you right now. Can't escape anywhere. Wherever you go, there your mind is. And wherever you go, it will be always in the world only. You cannot go outside the world. No, I'm going to go to Satya Loka. I'm going to go to the higher heavens. They are also in this world only. So wherever you go, there the world is. Wherever you go, there the mind is. Wherever you go, there the consciousness is. Now choose where you want to put attention. Good point. Never thought of it this way. All three are everywhere. Wherever you are, that is. So don't escape from wherever life has placed you. Accept it. So, if I'm here, I have to give lecture joyfully. If you are listening, listen joyfully, with keenness, with availability. And every verse here, Gyaneshwari Maharaj is reminding us of our consciousness to us. So be aware of the consciousness. Let the ears listen to the words. Let the mind think. You be available to the one who is giving, who is the conscious principle. I am beyond speech, without ears, form and kin. I am even self-dependent, the Supreme Brahman. In this way, whoever becomes one with myself. Even though Gyaneshwari Maharaj is saying, in this way, anyone who becomes one with myself, Lord Krishna's word, he's putting the words in Lord Krishna's mouth. But in this way, whoever becomes one with myself knows me through devotion centered in non-dualism. Not devotion centered in any form. Not devotion centered in a total form. Not devotion centered in some devata, grama devata, or kshetra devata, or many people have their family deities. All that was necessary. We are in 18th chapter. If you want to be with your devatas, then go to 10th chapter. 9th chapter, 10th chapter is okay for that. We are in 18th chapter, concluding verses. Arjuna is going to be doubt-free after this. He will say that. Centered in non-dualism. See, our scriptures say, whether you pursue the path of devotion or you pursue the path of knowledge. Knowledge and devotion are not separate from each other. Yesterday I was at someone's house. Swamiji, how do we... Yesterday yesterday morning. How do I surrender? I am trying so hard. I chant the mantras, I do my sadhana, I sit in meditation, I do Lalita Sahasranam every day, I do Vishnu Sahasranam every day, I read Durga Saptashati, everything. But this surrender is not happening. Because the first casualty, if husband calls, the first casualty is the meditation. If the son calls, Mummy, hungry, first casualty is the sadhana. Is there a way that you get up from your seat of meditation and you continue abiding in that consciousness and allow the body to do what is required to be done? It is automatic. Why you are creating a drama where there is no drama? You are always the consciousness. This is foolish that I am consciousness only when I sit on the seat of meditation. You are conscious right now also. You are conscious even while you are angry or arguing or fighting or loving or whatever. You are always conscious. There has never been a time that you are not conscious. Be attentive to that conscious principle that you are. Don't be conscious of objects. Let the eyes see. Let the mind think. You be the conscious principle, without whom the mind cannot think. Or I should say, intellect cannot think, mind cannot feel, senses cannot perceive. What is that? That is the true dharma. That is Sanatana. That is Sanatana Dharma. That is the eternal righteousness. Because that one without whom mind cannot function, any of the equipment cannot function, that one is the eternal one. See what our culture is? Sanatana Dharma. That is Sanatana Dharma is not the books. They are great, no doubt. But this is what they are teaching, that you are the Sanatan. Therefore, there is no conversion in our culture. Because total acceptance, everyone is already that. Kar lo jo karna hai. So, if we are pursuing the path of knowledge, it must lead to unconditional love for one and all. If we are pursuing the path of devotion, it must conclude in absolute clarity and knowledge as to what the whole edifice is about. Whatever the Upanishads are telling you, I'm not talking about the various worlds and various words and various terminologies. I'm not talking about that. When we say knowledge, knowledge is knowledge of the self. Devotion, which means love, love is your true nature. We are not talking about the expressed love. So where there is knowledge, there is devotion. Where there is devotion, there is knowledge. And when these two are consciously realized, whichever path you choose, ecstasy, such a person is ecstatic. That ecstasy in some people may be jumping, madness, childlike, balavat, unmattavat, pishachavat. Such a person behaves like a child, he behaves like a drunkard, or he behaves like a ghost. uncontrollable joy, unlimited joy. Initially it expresses that way, slowly, slowly it settles down. Slowly it settles down. Knows me through devotion centered in non-dualism, and that whatever knowledge he attains is also myself. Hello. So whatever knowledge you are pursuing, that also is nothing but the self alone, the infinite reality alone. Now when we listen to this, are we feeling a sense of reverence to all this? Or it is just another Thursday, another lecture, and another again Swamiji will go 10 minutes over, and I hope he doesn't go 5 minutes over, because I'm expecting a call at 9:01, and see. So all the knowledge he attains is also myself. So right now it is the self playing with self. It is the reality playing with reality. It is the divinity playing with divinity. Just as water playing with water is called a wave. Water playing with water is called the ocean. Divinity playing with divinity is called life. Let the divinity play with itself. You get out of the way. Meaning, let the individuality get out of the way. You recognize you are the divinity. You are the whole sum. That it is of the non-dual nature. That it is one without a second. That it is all pervasive. All the adjectives were used before. It is birthless, it is unborn, it is unchanging, it is limitless, it is what else? Yeah, it is manifest and unmanifest, and it is the Ishvara, it is the beginningless, it is fearless, it is the foundation of everything, and it is the most natural one. Doesn't need to do anything in order to be natural. Sarvami Sarvagatu. I am everywhere. I am all that there is, and I go everywhere. There is no place that I am not. Sarvami Sarvagatu. Sahajumi Satatu. I am continuous and without effort. That is Sahaj. See? Navami Puranu. I am the new as well as I am the old. Shunyami Sampurnu. I am the emptiness as well as I am the completeness. Sthulumi Anu. I am the gross and I am the atomic. Anu is the smallest, the atomic level. Then what? Zekahi Temi. Whatever is there, that I am. Will that not be? Are these not the words of realization of every waker when he wakes up from the dream? That every aspect of the dream was nothing but the consciousness. So is true in this waking also. So is true about this waking also. If you want to wake up from the waking, we have to contemplate like this. Not in your mind. We have to contemplate, we have to be attentive of the conscious principle that I am. And that conscious principle is having all these qualities, is of all these natures. It alone is appearing as the mind, it alone is appearing as this body, it alone is appearing as the breath, it alone is appearing as space-time objectivity, it alone is appearing as past and future, it alone is appearing as every gross, subtle causal in this entire creation. If you try to collect data from this world and say, I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this, you will spend a lot of lifetimes. Still, you will not be able to complete collecting. Come to your original nature, and there, the knowledge without thoughts will blast forth. The moment sun rises, all darkness vanishes. The moment as we contemplate on the self and the self reveals, that very moment, all misery goes away, and all knowledge becomes available. And what is that knowledge? I am all that there is without a thought. And if someone tickles you, oh, tell me what did you realize, then explanation also comes, but intuitively, because someone tickled you, someone questioned you, so the answer came out. Otherwise, maunam vyakyat prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam. Otherwise, continuous silence. Listen to that verse again and again. Understand that how over 3 lectures we explained that verse. Continuing. We have not finished, have we? As my sir. 1201. पैचैले यानंतरे आपुले एकपण उरे तेही तो वरी स्फुरे तयाशीची जैसे का प्रकाशता अर्कु तोची होय प्रकाशकु तयाही अभेदा द्योतकु तोची जैसा तैसा वेद्यांच्या विलयी केवळ वेदकु उरे पाही तेणे जाणवे तया तेही हेही जो जाणे तया अद्वयपणा आपुलिया जाणती ज्ञप्ती जे धनंजया ते ईश्वरची मी हे तया बोधासी ये मग द्वैत अद्वैतातीत मीची आत्मा एकुनिभ्रांत हे जाणोनी जाणणे जेथ अनुभवी रिघे. He says, when he is awakened, who is the awakened? You, me, seeker, the one who is in the waking plane. You cannot do sadhana in the dream or sleep plane. Only in the waking plane, you are the seeker. You could be husband, wife, daughter, sister, employee, whatever. You could be the body, breath, mind, intellect, but you are choosing to be a seeker. So when you wake up, so here is saying, when he is awakened, he knows. So what will happen when he gets awakened? He will take this waking experience also as a dream. And how much value you give to your dream when you wake up from a dream to the waking plane? 0. You will also give 0 value to the waking experience. Can you go back to your dream wife, dream husband, dream children? No. When you wake up from the waking plane, will you be able to go back to your husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, daughter? I think I should not do that. अरे स्वामी जी ये क्या बोल दिया? अब तो गड़बड़ हो गई. I thought after realization I'll be a more happy mother, I'll be a more happy husband, I will enjoy everything, but I will not be attached to anything. Yeah, good, correct conclusion. Then why fear that you cannot come back to your husband, wife, daughter, sister, etc.? It is not for one who is having this fear, for that person, this truth does not reveal. This awakening cannot happen to such a person. Tyage naike amritatva manashuhu. Only for the one who renounces everything, for him alone immortality is possible. Immortality means awakening is possible. When he is awakened, he knows that he is all alone, that he is the sun, the light giver as well as the object lighted, and that these two are not different from each other. Man, if I get realized, then it will be very boring. Everything I am, then I can't talk, I can't have fun, I can't travel, I am everywhere. So without going to the sun, I am the sun. Without going to the planets, I know the planets. Without going to the galaxy, I am the galaxy. Without going to the past, I know the past. Without going to the future, I know the future. What a boring life. I'm putting words to what thoughts might go through your mind. If they are not going through your mind, at least they are going through my mind. Because we must not be afraid of addressing them. If you address them, then you can deal with them. But if you put them into a closet somewhere in the back of your mind, reality is like this. I don't want to deal with that. No, you have to deal with every damn thing. Uglier than the ugliest, and the most blissful than the blissful. Everything has to be addressed. So just as the sun himself is the sunlight, gold itself is the luster, camphor itself is the fragrance, sandalwood and the sandalwood fragrance, they are not separate from each other. The fire and its the brightness, the light, that is not separate from the fire. Similarly, this self, the one who has awakened, when he knows that he is all alone, that he is the sun and he is the light. He is the original and he is the effulgence. He knows it. How does he know it? Without a thought. Without a thought. Where are we? The light giver as well as the object lighted, and these two are not different from each other. So, basically speaking, everything is he alone. When the object of knowledge disappears, only the knower remains, and he realizes that the one who knows is also myself. This is the sadhana of Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para. When Vaikhari is done, where? Loud chanting in the waking plane. When the Madhyama, the chanting goes mental or goes to the throat, you conquer the dream state. Then, before going to the causal state, so gross chanting, subtle chanting at the throat level, lips are closed, equal to dream state or going beyond dream state. And just as you are going beyond dream state, what is the next state? Deep sleep state. That is your heart. That is your causal state. Now, causal state for us, our experience is sleep. But we don't want to go to sleep. So before going to sleep and the migration of the sound from the throat to the heart, the in between is the ajapajap sthiti. where the mind is automatically chanting. Just like right now, if the lecture is not there, your mind will be chanting that I have to have my dinner now, or I have to have my tea now, or if someone has passed away, someone is getting married, or someone from the home is outside the house, and every now and then the thought keeps coming that, they must be on their way now. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Oh, good time. I got the break window to attend the class, and when the class gets over, they come. If they don't come by 9 o'clock because they said they are going to come at 9, now in your mind, a japa jap. Why have they not come? When will they come? Hope nothing has happened. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. A japa jap. Most of the time we are doing a japa jap. About what? All the issues of the world. All the shortcomings of ours. It's about our attack, all the ajapa jap thoughts, involuntary thoughts that are going in our mind. They are only about the attachments and the world of objects, your desires, etc., etc., etc. Here, by taking the name of the Lord, we have consciously brought the mind to chant involuntarily or voluntarily. Here, there is no chanter. When a japa jap happens, there is no chanter. In Vaikhari, I am chanting Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. When I am chanting at the throat, I am doing it. But when it comes to a japa jap sthiti, I am not doing anything, but it is still going on in the mind. And if you become available to it, if you are attending satsangs, or even if you are not, I did not attend any satsang when I realized that, hey, I am not doing the chanting. Which means someone is doing the chanting and I am only watching. Who is doing the chanting? Mind is doing the chanting. It is my experience. But I am not chanting. I am not able to stop it. And if I try to stop it by holding the breath or trying to distract the mind, but it has gone so deep that it does not allow me to sleep also. A japa jap. It stops only when I bring the attention to the observer of that ajapa jap thought. And the moment that happens, when my attention was on the mantra coming and going, coming and going, coming and going, automatically I am not initiating it. And as long as my attention is this mantra, it keeps going on. When my attention is on myself, not on the mantra, who knows this mantra? I do. I am the observer. I am the witness. I am not the initiator, but the mantra is still going on. The moment I shift to myself, the observer, the mantra stops. It slows down and stops. When it stops, you are not going to sleep. Why? Because your attention is on yourself, on the self, on the observer. This attention on the observer is not like I am giving you attention. The attention on the observer is like your attention is on the vision. Can the eyes see the eyes? No. But you know there is vision, isn't it? The mind is thinking, but do you know where is the mind? No. But you know there is something called mind. You have never seen it. You are aware of a thought, but you have never seen the mind. But you know it is there. Just as you know, there is a person who's witnessing the waking dream and the deep sleep coming and going, isn't it? You are that one. Can you pinpoint it outside somewhere? No, because that person is you. So when we go from a japa-jap sthiti without going into sleep, we bypass deep sleep state. We bypass the heart. We straight away go to the para, the transcendental. Now the energy, because it has not gone to sleep, it has not forgotten, it is awake. That energy goes through the sushumna to her beloved, the sahasrar. See? And when it reaches the sahasrar, here from gross to subtle, subtle to transcendental, that transcendental energy realized that it was not the crystallized one, it was not the gross. The energy realized that it was not the subtle. The energy realized that it is not tamasic, it is vibrant. And you let it free. How? By not taking charge of it. By not interfering with it. How do you interfere? By giving value and importance. Whom did we give value and importance when the ajapa-jap was going on? To the conscious principle. The energy collapsed, japa-jap stopped, it went back to its source. And what was its source? It went back to its unmanifest form. You are still awake, and that potentiality, that energy then goes and meets the Sahasrar. When it meets the Sahasrar, all these 10-15 verses that we have studied just now, this is the expression of the Sahasrar. And who are you? Whether all this is spoken, experienced or not experienced, I continue to be. And everything I am, the unmanifest and the manifest. And this way, when the object of knowledge disappears, only the knower remains. And he realizes that one who knows is also myself. So when there is blank, when the mantra stops, there is nothing in the mind. Majority of the people focus on the void. Remember one place it came, I am the void also. I am the unmanifest also. So void is not an object of contemplation. Because nothingness is not an object. Nothingness is absence of object. Understand the words, absence of objects. Object has a form. Object has some quality. Object has some attributes. Object has a beginning. Object has an end. And when that object is going out of existence, that is called as absence. But when we focus on absence, it leads to some funny experiences. It will lead to Jada Samadhi. When our attention is on only the emptiness, the void, then fear can also come in. It's unhealthy. Initial stages, it is okay. But as we go deeper and deeper, the emptiness, who knows the emptiness? Who is aware that there is nothing? That person I am. So that's what he is saying. He is the knower. He realizes that this knowledge of non-dualism is also myself. So this self is the non-dual self. It's the Advaita principle. It is the one without a second principle. Apart from this principle, nothing else exists. If we say there is this whole world, everything is it alone. The non-dualism is also myself, the Supreme Spirit. Then the knowledge dawns upon him that he himself is the Supreme Self who is beyond dualism and non-dualism, and then that knowledge turns into realization. See? So these terminologies, they are helpful to some point. No terminology can ever grasp the truth. No terminology, no word can define the truth. No word can reveal the truth. But as we are coming back to our original self, these are the various stages that I am the knower. Then somewhere by the grace, by continuous availability to yourself without a thought, somewhere it will click that I am all that there is. Otherwise, in the meditation, I am the non-dual one. Ho gaya kavada. Oh, I have to be aware of myself. Ho gaya. Gone. By saying, then such people, they put their eyes up and they are contemplating, I am going, I am merging. ऐसे कुछ नहीं होता. All this is mental gymnastics. And we give value to such people who do all this. They sit with eyes rolled up in Shambhavi Mudra, someone standing on one leg. Go to Kumbh Mela and you will see all these fellows. You will get more crowds there than someone who is giving a satsang like this in Kumbh Mela. Where satsang is going on in Kumbh Mela in this manner, there will be only few people. Where there is lot of bhajan kirtan and all that, there will be big crowds. Where there are miracles going on, even bigger crowds. See? Then the knowledge dawns upon him that he himself is the Supreme Self who is beyond dualism and non-dualism. He is beyond the concept of Dvait and Advait. Because right now, Advait is only a concept for us in our intellect. We are talking about not the words, we are talking about us, the true self. That I'm supporting dualism and non-dualism, but I'm independent of both. No word can stick to me. No concept can stick to me. No idea can stick to me. Yet I support all ideas, all concepts, all convictions, everything. Because I am all that there is. And then that knowledge turns into realization. We can't, let me read. We can discuss next week. Where are we? 1205. ते थचैलिया येकपण दिसे जे आपुलया आपण ते ही जाता नेणो कोण होई जे जेवी का डोळा देखती एक क्षणी सुवर्णपण सुवर्णी नाटिता होय आढणी अलंकाराची ही नाना लवण तोय होये मग क्षारता तोयत्वे राहे तेही जिरता जेवी जाहे झाले पण ते तैसा मी तो हे जे असे ते स्वानंदानुभव समरसे कालवुनिया प्रवेशे मजची माझी आणि तो हे भाष जेथ जाये तेथे मी हे कोणासी आहे ऐसा मी ना तो तिये सामाये माझ्याची रूपी. He says, we'll discuss this next week, but we'll read it. It says, thus, as the state which one attains after waking up disappears, He does not know what state he has entered into, or as the gold ornaments appear as gold without their being melted, or when the salt is dissolved in water, the water acquires the salty taste, and when that water becomes evaporated, that salty state too disappears. So the term he ceases to exist. How can the term I subsist? In this way, the notion of he and I cease to exist, and he merges into my being. Who is saying? Lord Krishna is saying. Here it is the path of devotion that he is showing with knowledge, that he has kept the Lord, the Supreme, the Ishvara, the infinite, the divine, the Paramatma, and till you want to sleep, you're thinking of sleep. But where the sleep has absorbed you, or you have surrendered to sleep, there the difference between the desirer of the sleep and the sleep, it vanishes. The duality is no longer there. The search is ended, isn't it? Now what are you? You are the sleeper. You are sleeping. There's no sleeper in sleeping. There's only sleeping. Exactly the same way, Bhagwan is saying, the one who comes to me, then thereafter there is no he and I. There is no individuality and totality, infinity or totality. When we say Tattvamasi, you are that, there is no you and that. Here the realization is that you and that were just ideas, expressions, because we were ignorant. Now with the purification, with the understanding, as we come to analyze our own self and come to the conscious principle, the you merges into the that. And how does the student realize that? You is aham. The teacher is telling us, you are that. What is our realization? Aham. And what is that? That is Brahma. So aham brahmasmi. And how a student may keep saying aham brahmasmi for some time. He may have this realization, but as long as he is thinking, he is not realized. He is not abiding in the self. He may be in deep meditation. He may be in deep samadhi because of his focus on aham brahmasmi. But it is not equal to realization. Samadhi is not equal to realization. Only when this duality of aham and Brahman, I and that, this also vanishes. The validation of I and that, this also melts away in consummation. That is abidance. That is self-realization. That is Jivan Mukti. We'll look at these verse. Where are we? 1206 to 1010. We'll look at it again in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om everyone.